Why aren't you watching this show? Gosh. Hello and welcome back to Nerddom. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for joining me today. And man, another great episode of Skeleton Crew. And it's just so sad to see that nobody's watching it. I don't really care that it's a kids show. This show has better character moments and better storytelling than we've seen in Star Wars in a long time. And sure, the story is, yeah, a MacGuffin. Go get the MacGuffin. MacGuffin McMuffin. Go do it. But what we have in between those moments are actual character moments. That's something a story needs to keep going. It's for your investment in their journey. And those moments came a couple of times with Fern, Jod, and Wim taking center stage this episode. Wim has a moment where he is breaking down. He sees that his adventure is coming to an end. It's getting closer and closer to the end. And he is like, man, I really wish I wanted to go on an adventure. And Jod, out of some type of obligation, has to talk to him to get him to basically get up and do something. And that way he's able to help him on his journey. So that was a really great moment because we hadn't really seen Wim get like broken down and very, very sad. He's been kind of like pouty before. This is the first time that he's really like, oh man, like it's all, oh my god, I wanted to go on an adventure. My planet sucks. And Jod has this moment where he says that your focus determines your reality. That is something that we've only heard Qui-Gon say. Now, some people have said or asked if he is an apprentice of Qui-Gon. Don't believe so. I don't believe so. That math doesn't math for me. It's more than likely he was either an apprentice at the temple. So if he really is a Jedi, because I think he's only been moving metal stuff still. If he really is a Jedi, it's possible that he was at the temple and then of course Order 66, or he left before Order 66, so he was no longer a Jedi, so therefore he had nothing to worry about, but he still had Force abilities, he still had, he's still able to tap into the Force, and he never gave that away. Or B, he is an apprentice of Count Dooku, because if Qui-Gon is saying this, it's more than likely came from Dooku, and Dooku was around near episode 1, so it's possible that Dooku had a new apprentice, maybe it was Jod or whatever the fudge his name is, because we hear different names all the time about him. I think they're keeping his name still secret because it may be the canon apprentice of Count Dooku. I forgot his name, but there is a Disney canon apprentice, and he's basically sounds a lot like Jod. I don't know too much about Disney extended whatever canon, but it's possible that he is this character, a Disney Star Wars character. And I don't know how I feel about that. I like the idea that he was kind of messing with the kid and manipulating him, but at the same time, he still is. So he says, your focus determines your reality, and we see him use the Force many times. It's like, hey, a reminder, I can levitate things. And again, we only see it doing with metal things, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know. Is it possible that he's still faking and maybe he hung out with a Jedi and he heard that and he really liked that, I do think that he is just trying to get the treasure and he's just trying to get the kids home. And the best way he can do that is by getting Wim to straighten up, get ready for the whatever we need to do for the next mission, whatever. And then also with Fern. Fern has a moment where Jod says you're scared or you have fear or something like that. And she goes, no, I don't. And he's like, yeah, you do. You're scared. So again, this could be Jod tapping into the Force, getting inside her head, but then she still, puts up a fight. She, I think, is either overcompensating because she does feel like she's lacking in the leadership department. So she's overcompensating a lot with this. And of course, she's able to be overpowered in that duel with Jod. He just wants her to yield. I think it's twofold. He just wants the treasure, and he also does want the kids to return home safely. Maybe he thinks he can get more treasure. I don't know. It's either that or he does have a conscience. Although he did just melt an entire crew with acid, but they were going to kill him first. That moment was actually pretty funny. He was like, fill that thing with acid. I laughed, man, and that's what this show is. It's enjoyment, but man, you really do get those character moments. And then we get like there was a moment with KB and the kids too, where KB finds the mark of the captain in the tomb, and she reads the inscription. The inscription says something about the most important thing to them, and she's like, life's the most important thing. And then everyone's like, no, he's a pirate. He doesn't care about life. He kills all the time. It's money. So the money is going to be the release. So that was just a great moment because it shows the juxtaposition between these kids and their morals and the pirate world, or just the galaxy in general that they're living in. So, hey man, I'm having a great time with it. That whole tomb sequence was fun. The Raiders of the Lost Ark, or I would say actually the Last Crusade reference with the tomb and the lasers and the decapitation. I thought that moment was really funny. I thought I saw a little bit of Fern's hair get burned and singed because she is the tallest out of all of them, but I thought that was just a funny moment. And I wish there was more of it. There was a couple of puzzles, a couple of booby traps, but only a couple. And we don't see the kids get past it. We see the security guard interact with one who gets shot. That felt like a pickup too. That felt like a reshoot. And there's one thing I do need to talk about. It is the quality. The quality of the show is the best thing that we've gotten in a long time from Star Wars. It really is. The ships look amazing. The explosions, the sets, the costumes, all of it is attention to detail. It is really, really good, except for one part. The very, very end when Jod turns around, and then the other part where he pulls a lightsaber to him. So this is definitely a reshoot. You can see Jude Law's hair is a lot longer and for some reason darker, and the color grading that is on him does not match the scene before it. So to me, this is a reshoot. You know, the filmmakers or showrunners really did want a hook into the next episode, and they thought that this would be the best hook, is to have him equip the lightsaber. And it is a good hook, but at the same time, they weren't able to correct his look or his color grading enough for me to believe it. They probably thought no one would notice. I noticed. And that part sucks. You know, it sucks when I have to see things like a pickup shoot or reshoot. So another pickup shot, like I said, was in the tomb. I think the security guard getting killed by a booby trap, I think that was a pickup shot too. They needed to let the viewers know who is on their tail and who is outside the door who gets burned by acid. So, sorry, Jaleel White, did you get burned by acid? Oops. But beyond that, it is a high quality show, and I think the kid actors are doing a great job. Jude Law is doing a great job, and everything is awesome. It's kind of sad that they had to do that reshoot on green screen, and you can tell, because that set was really awesome, dude. That set was really cool, straight out of like a Star Wars Pirates of the Caribbean. Very, very cool. And, you know, this is just a great time. So if you're not watching it, why aren't you watching it? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on the show. And if you like the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help out the channel get pushed out to new people. And yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.